Welcome back everyone. I wanted to take a break from those iPhone SE comparisons even though I'm dropping 1000 more after this video. And after I've been doing all these comparisons, I've been seeing basically yes, the iPhone SE 2, the iPhone SE 2020 is the better phone every which way you look at it, kind of. But the iPhone 8 is pretty much still a very, very good phone, and it's an amazing deal when you consider what you can get for it in the used market, probably even less than 200 at this point, versus a brand new iPhone SE 2 that's costing 400. Now what I will tell you though is that yes, the iPhone SE 2 is the better phone every which way, but it's really only better in one category, and that's pretty much the speed and performance. And maybe you can throw in software updates right now too, but the main thing to consider is that the iPhone 8 is not getting unsupported anytime soon. This phone is still being supported, from now until probably 3 years down the line, and even then it's still going to be getting security updates for a little while. So this phone is not going anywhere anytime soon. So the software update aspect shouldn't really be looked at right now. That should be looked at, a couple years from now. Of course, if you're planning on buying this phone right now for, keeping as long as possible, the SE2 is a better way to go. But even then, that software update aspect isn't really something to be looking at for this phone. That's more of an iPhone 6 or iPhone 6s type of, issue and standpoint that you gotta look at there. But the flip side is that pretty much every other way, the iPhone 8 and iPhone SE2 are almost the same phones, and you can kind of say that, the cameras are a little bit different too, but even other than that, they're almost exactly the same besides the performance. And I think I'm contradicting myself a little bit, but here's what I mean by that. When I'm messing with the iPhone 8 and everything, right, it's still a very, very good fast phone for me, at least, whenever I'm doing anything with it, it's still perfectly fine for the most part. And I think the main thing is the way the phone looks and the way it, feels in the hand. And this phone, it still looks and feels pretty good for the most part. It looks kind of outdated for sure. It doesn't look like the latest and greatest phone in the market right now for sure. But I still think when you're holding this phone in your hand and you're kind of messing with it, it still feels like a very good phone. You have glass on the front and glass on the back, and this phone does not feel like a cheap phone at all, which is extremely good. And considering the fact that Apple recycled the same body type to the iPhone SE2 just says to me that, there's still a lot of value in this specific handset. Now, since I've been doing all those comparisons and everything, even with the SE2 and the iPhone 8, I saw that, the biggest differentiating factor would be the performance. But the iPhone 8 is still a very good performing phone for a majority of people out there. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have, a brand new Ferrari that goes, 200 miles per hour, right? And this might be a really bad example, but it's the only thing that came into my head. And then let's say a newer Ferrari comes out that's, can go 300 miles per hour. Will you go and upgrade your Ferrari to that 300 mile per hour one? Probably not, but you'll be compelled to because it can go, 50% faster, and that's a huge selling point. But the main Ferrari that you have is already fast enough, and I think the iPhone 8 is the perfect example for this, and that ended up being a better example than I thought. The iPhone 8 is still a pretty fast phone for a majority of people who are going to be using it. So even though the SE2 is 50% faster or whatever, which it's not, it's a little bit faster, but even if it was that, your phone is still going to be good enough for everything that you're going to be throwing at it for. So the speed thing, I think, is, important, but when you already have a fast phone, I don't really necessarily think it's, important to go and flip to another phone just because of the performance. And with the iPhone 8, you're getting almost, I would say 80% of the iPhone SE2's value and what it brings to the table. You're getting 80 to 90% of what it is for less than half the cost in some cases. Like I stated, you can probably find one for less than 200, more so around 200 to 220, 250, but even less than 250, you'll be able to find one for sure. So I still think the iPhone 8 is a tremendous value in 2020, and if you're in the market, I would 100% recommend picking it up for sure. So that's really pretty much it. If you want to pick one up, I'll leave one link down below. You can get one from Amazon and help support the channel at the same time. But that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys to check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.